Okay. I need help center. Okay, hope you can see this. Everyone's interested. I know who it is. Okay, I gotta be careful. If you can hear me, I'm just getting set up here, so just be patient. It's been a while since I did this. Bear with me. Okay, Nance, can you hear me? All right, I'll try not to breathe so heavy. How about now? I'm hoping you can hear me. I think it's just you and I. We'll see what happens. So, all right, I'm going to sit down. I think everything's running. Hey, Merritt. All right, Merritt's watching on Facebook. Nancy's watching on YouTube. We're covered. All right. So I'm just going to move this over, and I'm good to go. So I can see what's going on. Right. You like that, huh, Mara? Huh? You like that? Okay, all right, I'm gonna sit down. All right, so good morning. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm gonna speak up, but I'm in front of the 928 and I'm going to just live stream this, and I need to change the radiator. I'll show you the other, if you look in the other camera, it's on the far side there, it is leaking. So the radiator has plastic sides to it. So even though the core is of aluminum and steel, the sides are the weak point on these radiators. The radiator we're about to put in is all aluminum. It's a high performance unit, and the problems I'm running into right now should be alleviated. And this is the last of the leaks that I should be having problems with. If you haven't been following along, I went through great lengths to change the oil pan gasket, power steering gaiters on either side of the power steering rack, the power steering reservoir, and some of the hoses. And between those, it looks like I've really resolved all the leaks. So I'm just going to get going on this. I'm going to try to find, I'll keep an eye on the chat and see if anyone has questions. So if somebody could just give me one more chat to tell me that this thing is on and I'm working okay. All right, well, I'm going to go for it. Take my chances. You're going to see me. Hey, Bill, thanks for watching. All right, let me know if you can't hear me, but. All right, Nurse Nancy just gave me the green light. So first thing I'm going to do is crawl underneath. If you watch in the upper right-hand corner, or the upper right-hand corner, I have the lower camera on, and you'll see me. First thing I'm going to do is there's a little blue drain plug. I'm going to take care of that. All right, that was a little messy, but it's going. I think you can see it in the background there. What I did just there was release the radiator cap. And that's really letting the air in and let it drain. So while that's doing it, taking out the air intake hoses. That's going to give me a little access to it. These poor things have been on and off so much that I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit. Alright. You can see the coolant. You can see the coolant draining. What I'm doing here is there's some 10mm screws I'm going to take off. Yep. Here's my handy dandy magnetic tricky tray. That nothing on a 928 is steel, so I gotta keep it over here on my tool bench. That is not with you. I have the car elevated on a bent pack. What the heck is it called? Quick jack. I have a bent pack quick jack. I could put a link when I do put this in there. But rather than use the rack behind me, I thought it'd be easier. The light's better. And even though I have to crawl underneath, it's good. Okay, so what I'm taking off is with those two screws, these are the air intakes and the upper radiator fan shroud. So as soon as that stops draining, I'm going to take that out. And I'll put this back here. I've got a table. The next thing I've got is this hose. I believe it's the reservoir return hose. And it mounts to the front of the radiator. And I need to unscrew that. Not sure what we're going to get when I do that. This is held on with a Jubilee clip or the band clips. Okay, so we're good there. I think I may, it's tough to see. I'll show you one of these. It comes off. There's, anyway, it's a clip. Let's hold it back here. That holds the hose on the front of it. This is a spring clip that's on the front edge of the radiator. I candidly don't know if these are on the radiator, or the new radiator or not. Okay. Moving on. I'm taking the upper radiator hose off. One of the things you may be wondering is, if you followed along, one of the first things I did when I bought the car was we did a major service on it, so it was the timing belt, and when you do that, the water pump's actually behind it. Nick and I, my buddy Nick and I did that. It was the fall of 20 actually. So anyway, these hoses are all new, or a year old. And it's just a matter of, I'm not too worried about them being out of shape yet. Okay. to stick an old microfiber towel in that. It's drained, but I don't want that getting on what's left of the paint. And actually, well, I have everything set up. You can't see my toolbox, but going to use a zip tie to just hold that back a little bit. That way I don't have to worry about it when I take the radiator out. Short. So I'm just going to daisy chain them. And that'll hold it. There we go. It's almost drained. Probably put the plug back in, do that, but while that's draining a little bit more, I could probably pull the camera, but there's 4 connections to the radiator. On the driver's side, the oil cooler comes into this, the left side of what would be the driver's side of the radiator, looking from the driver's seat. Those are fairly big nuts. I just replaced the oil cooler lines, but this is going to be a bit of a mess because when I take this off, I'm expecting to lose a bit of oil. And on this side is really what the problem that's been giving me. This is the side of the radiator that's been giving me trouble. There, on the 928, the automatic transmission is in the back. It's a transaxle to give the car 50-50 weight distribution. Running all the way back to the back to the front is on this side of the radiator is the transmission cooler lines. So what I was noticing is as the car gets up to temperature, I wouldn't get transmission fluid leaking, I would get coolant leaking. And talk to some experts, and that's a sign that this plastic side is in fact shot on the radiator. So okay. I'm going to crawl underneath, and you're going to see me here. All right, so I have one tray. I'm actually going to find that plug and put it back in. Well, live TV, folks. Let's try that again. I'm going to move this coolant tube. I just need to clean up my mess a little bit. Again, live TV, folks. Next on the agenda is the lower fin housing. You'll see me taking that off. I'll get that out of the way. As luck would have it, the alternator's in the way, so I need the socket. And that comes off like that. All right. That part of it's pretty straightforward. Okay, I'm going to adjust the camera down so you can watch me from down there. Right now, I think I'm just going to loosen it up here, and I think that's probably a 13 millimeter bolt. There's only, you start working on one of these, you quickly find out things are either a 13, a 10, or an 8 for the most part. And I'm halfway between Philly and New York, and the weather is getting bad. We've got this bomb cyclone, and you can hear the wind picking up. When I moved the cars this morning, it was about, I'd say about low 40s, and I can already feel it getting colder. I wanted to get this done before I needed to put the heat on, because you won't be able to hear me then. I'm not going to show the camera because it's at least not yet. Okay. I'm going to move the camera so you can watch what I'm doing under here. So forgive me. All right, I'm going to take the thinking as I go here. I'll move the camera. You can watch me do the oil stuff too. How's that sound? All right, so let me look at the camera. Yep. Okay. Probably going to get a fair amount more liquid from this. Okay, not too bad. Well, forgive me as I move the camera around here a little bit, but at least you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. Okay. All right. Anyone have any questions? Or do we already get bored? Yeah, okay, showing. Good. Showing that. I think. Oh no, these are. Yeah. These oil cooler lines are 32 millimeter, so it's the big dog wrench. I gotta remember which way. Okay. And I figured, luckily, these were just put on a week or so ago. Yeah. So I'm going to tie that one off real quick. So normally you'd probably see this if there was oil pressure right now with the engine running, this would be flowing pretty good. And my guess is there's going to be some at the bottom here when I let that hose go. Okay. Get this one off. I'm actually going to get that from the top. You can watch me for that. A little bit easier access, I think. Yeah, much. Yeah, just as I expected. Nick and I knew going into this that with everything I did on the engine, plus the age of the oil, that this first batch of oil and the filter would just be literally throwaway, because you never know what metal particles you get in it. And you know, if I knew I was going to have to do the radiator, I probably would have bought that ahead of time. I was trying to avoid that cost, but bit me again. Thanks, Mary. Okay. All right, so we're dripping on that side. Drink them if you got them. Smack your lips too. All right, I have one more tray over there. I'll get that adjusted so you can see the oil's dripping. I think that shows it. Let's double check here. Alright, I'm holding on. I need my readers. Yeah, so you'll be able to see there's a hose right there in the close-up. Let me try to expand that for you a little bit. No, I'm live, so I can't do it, but you'll see. And go from there. So I'll get out of the way here. And I need the big gun wrench. It's down there. This might help. Okay. Hello. Oh boy. Okay, so I got a little bit of a problem. I forgot I have to hold that other line. So that's either going to be 30, I think. That one's a 27. And I need to. I'm hoping I can get. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Okay. Let's tighten down the 20. this again. Okay. All right, take two. This is Alright, she's not going to come. So, I don't know, I got to do it on here. I got to do it on here. Come on. I got to get in the right position for this. Alright, let me noodle that. I don't have the right leverage underneath there. But maybe I'll look out here. Yeah. Nope, she's gonna be a butthole. There's always one. There's always two. No, this is where welcome, Robert. Okay, well, that's unfortunately live TV at its work here. I gotta, if I don't, my dilemma is if I don't get these bolts out here, I don't have a way of holding them down to get them off without taking the hose off. So I really, 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 really need to get them off here. Now, and I'm thinking on live TV here. Haven't sworn yet, though. Oh boy. Yeah. This is that awkward moment here. All right. Well, I'm going to spray some liquid wrench in. Okay. Unfortunately, That's really what's holding me back. So while I'm waiting for that a little bit, I may have to clamp this back down. I don't know. But they are such a big wrench. 13, right? 13. The trouble with them is they're so big. The wrenches are needed. They're so big. You just got to get in there, and there's no easy way to do it. And the fan's in the way. So I'm gonna just try to get these top things holding the radiator in, and then try to figure out what I want to do next. Okay. All right, and that's what's holding both sides of the top here. It's an angle going into something mounted right underneath the inner fender wall. Ugh. All right. Hard to see from your angle, but I am just trying to, there's not a lot of clearance between the fender gap and this bolt. I'm trying to get that. Okay, there you go, there's the other side. And if I can get the other two out, you can see this will literally lift out. Well, what I'm thinking I'm going to do is unscrew them out of the radiator, and then I can get a deep well. I think, well, I can maybe get better leverage because there'll be more room without the radiator in it, and we'll just do it that way. So, wish me luck. That's a knuckle right on the fan. Okay, I looked out on the top one. The top one came off without taking the radiator fitting with it. So almost there. Okay, and I need my pan there. My pan there. And as you'd expect, transmission fluid coming through it. All right. So I literally have one bolt left to get this off. We'll have to figure out how to manhandle that bolt. But I think I got better leverage if the radiator's out. That's all I can think. Okay. Sip it if you got it. Yeah. No. Wouldn't be a radiator project if you didn't get a little knuckle course of action there. All right. Onward and upward. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Hang in there, folks. Almost there. Here comes the transmission fluid. Alright, let that drain out a little bit, but you know I got it off here. Almost there. Here we go. Maybe 2 more turns. Oh, here we go. Right. Okay. All right. No paid endorsements, but I love these things. Where is it? I'd love to get endorsed by these guys because they are not cheap, but they are worth every penny. Tub of towels. All right. Well, yep, there we go. I think it's going to come out. I think it's going to come out, but I don't know. Yep. All right, just bear with me for a second here while I figure it out. Oops. There's one more connection. And that just made it a little easier for me. Perhaps I'll show it a little bit here, but all right. So there's a temperature thing here on the front, and here's the back side of the radiator. This is facing the engine, and maybe I can hold it like this. So this is all aluminum in here. These, it's hard to tell, but they are actually plastic. So this is the oil outlet, oil inlet, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you know out there. Either way, basically it's the oil cooler in here. This is plastic. It's injection molded plastic that somehow bonded to the side of the radiator, and this is what fails after 37 years, something like that. All right, so what's concerning to me is I bought this radiator from 928S, and I asked them, whatever I need to put this in, send me. And I'm a little concerned they didn't send me, add this bare thermocouple to it, and I'm going to be pissed if I can't get, well, it'd be one thing if I can get this out. It does, I know it works, but it'll be pissy if I put it in and then somehow it leaks. I don't know. we're going to see in a minute here. So, my first order of business, though, is to clean this up. You don't want coolant getting onto any painted surfaces. And I hate leaving my floor in a bad state of affairs. So, if you can tell, but my camera's putting up with a lot today. All right. Oh, there it is. So, I think that was a 27, if memory serves me right. Sorry, I wasn't in the camera. Kip, where have you? Always the wealth of knowledge and fun facts. Kip Palmentier, folks. Yeah, they were out of that, and because of the pandemic, they're out of that and blinker fluid. So I'll have to remember that, Kip. If you can find some for me, please do. Now, it's probably good you're not seeing this, but at some point a mouse enjoyed their... I see pieces of cardboard in here, excuse me, corrugate. And yeah, this is just a mess. All right, so if I do this, all right, I may look out, and I'll tell you why. I think 1 1/16. Yeah. All right. So that nut is a 27 that came out of the radiator. That's a roughly equivalent to 1 1/16. I'm going to put my breaker bar on it. And hopefully I can hold the other piece of the hose and do that. If I have to, I'll pull the other side of the hose off. I don't want to do that from the main line. There's a small connector. You probably can see it on the camera. It's just one more point that might leak when I go to, take it apart, put it back together again. So let's see what we got here. now actually, I can get, think about that. Now I can get that on there, the circular, the closed end on it. And oh, she's on there. She's on there, boys. All right, well. All right, we're gonna have to go to plan B, and that is take this off here, off of the transmission line. I hate to do it. I really, really hate to do it. But that's what we have to do. All right. Well. I'm just getting my 19 and 20 wrench. That's what it's going to take to get this off, I think. Something like that anyway. Kidding me. I literally need a 20 minute. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh boy. Well, anybody that's still paying attention, take a break because I need to go get my 20 millimeter wrench, and I happen to know, I believe it's downstairs in my workshop down there. I needed it for something. So, give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. welcome back from the commercial break. Here's my handy dandy wrench set. Oh boy. Now, I love when tools give you a problem here. Here we go. Okay. Do that. Let's see what it says. Uh-oh. I don't have a 20. I don't have a 20. Isn't that bizarre? All those wrenches and no 20. Oh boy. Oh. Come on. Well, like any project on this car, I'm one bolt away from getting the replacement part in, and I'm not sure what to do. Oh, this is where I have to think. Well, Merritt, no. Nobody wants to see me in Daisy Dukes. And I think Nurse Nancy's just glad I've got these on because my ass does not fit well in jeans these days. You are too funny, man. Okay. Well, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I'm going to give that a shot of liquid wrench. Okay. All right, while we're waiting for that to get done, let's see if I can get this thing off. so what I'm trying to take off is this thermal coupler. That's the coolant temperature sensor for the dashboard. And 27 is just a bit shy. Wow, 27 is just a bit shy. No. Just when you think you have all the right wrenches, you don't. Wow. Wow. Oh boy. Well, I know I do. I just have. Now, before I go through great lengths to do that, maybe it's already in here. Well, there's a cap off for it, so okay. Let me show you this. Tough to see here, but the biggest performance improvement is this is all aluminum on the side. Get it out of its casing here. Okay. So that's what it looks like. You can see here's all the fittings. Everything looks about right. Everything's got to show it a little bit better. But here's the passenger side. That's the obviously the upper hose. This is the upper and lower transmission coolant lines. This is the one I got to get off. So this is welded into place. Imagine that, welded into place. So that's a beautiful thing. On the other side is the lower radiator hose, and then the oil return and fill line. And then on this side is where that sensor goes. This radiator is built for 78 to 95. It's a universal fit. Through the history of this car, other than the engine and trim and whatnot, there are many things they didn't change on the car. And you're able to use some things throughout those years. Most other things, though, are not like that. But I'm looking forward to getting this in if I can get that one remaining bolt off of that hose and this sensor out. I think I'm going to take a pipe wrench to this. I'm going to leave the blue on until we're ready. So, I have things plugged into my bench, so I've got to figure out a way to get this off without ruining everything. I'm going to give that a spritz of PB Blaster here. if I have a wrench or a socket to take that off. You can hear it getting slushy out here now. That's not good. All right, I'm going to give this a try with this 1 1/8 breaker bar does it. Now I got another one. Oh, that came off. Right tool for the job. Right tool for the job. Okay. Well, there's some kind of seal on it. I don't know what to put on it. We'll have to see what I do there. But okay, everything's off of that radiator. Call it Gerberjo. Ooh. Is anyone left? Hanging in there, huh? Morbidly curious. Well, I appreciate anyone staying on that does. Okay, one bolt left, theoretically. One set of bolts left. Okay, so I've got to pull that side. Okay, hang in there, folks. Oh, not gonna go. Not gonna go. I've got to think this through. Oh, wow. Well, I'm in a world of hurt now. Sorry while I think about what to do here. use a second setting. Okay. Sometimes you need to send a man to buy the beer, and this is my good old, really good breaker bar. If this doesn't do it, one of two things is going to happen. Either I'm going to break, well, one of three things. I'm going to break my arm, break the bolt, or break the cable, or break the line. So let's hope this works. This is usually where I drop an F-bomb or two. Thank you, Merritt. Well, for the sake of argument, I'm going to put everything back together that I can, and I'm going to work on that from underneath, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm going to let that soak a little bit more. I can't put heat to it because it's ATF, and it's quite flammable. I did order, along with this, 4 new rubber isolators, as these are probably worn out. Always just a good idea. I think you can see me from that side. I'm going to pry the old one out. Or take my channel locks to it. I don't know. I just got a brilliant idea. I'm going to take the old radiator, put it down close to it so that I can tighten that nut back in there enough that I can back off the other one. I think I might do that. Let's see if I can show that on camera. All right, I'm going to lower it down. give me the leverage I need. See the hose in that upper right hand thing. You're going to see me reattach this and then try to leverage it like this. Maybe I'll get some. And I'll do it with Loctite. First things first, I gotta get a stand of some sort. I think I'll get my jack stands. Alright, so I'm putting jack stands in just to hold this, maybe with a couple hockey pucks, and then I think that might do enough that if I can get that back in there just nice and taut, maybe I'll luck out and be able to reef on it. Get on there. Alright, sorry guys, this will take a little bit. Maneuvering. Ah, boy. Oh, there are no brakes today. Oh boy. I just don't know. it came out. Oh, I love it. Oh, thank you, liquid wrench. All right. Okay. So there we go. I gotta take this piece off. So now I'm gonna use that on the vise. Or I should be able to get it. If you don't have a can of W or liquid wrench, that's the stuff to use. But anyway, there's the part. I gotta get this nut off. I can't move my tool bench right now. My vise is on it. I have to remember that for a future live stream. I know I'm out of scene, but okay. Now my bench won't want. Hang in there, folks. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, I'm slipping on the floor. So it's moving my bench. Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, I'm gonna keep soaking that, and we'll come back to putting in the thing. It's nice to know we got that in. So let's go ahead and put the radiator in. I want to put the new rubber stops in. That's what I was doing. Oh, bear with me, folks. All right. The old one doesn't actually look bad. It's a little oily. So. A more terrible towel here and. This is one of those moments. It's probably better for me to tape it and then show you later. But what are you gonna do? Well, I'm hoping, Amelia, we cut out at the last minute. Quite frankly, I was not happy with, I won't use them by name, but a certain insurance company that specializes in collector insurance. After advertising with them last year, they ignored my request for a press pass. A little annoyed about that. And I had hoped to get the Boxster in since this wasn't ready. But they have a Saturday Radwood event now, which they just bought, a certain insurance company, and they curated 75 cars, and all the pictures I've seen so far, they are very high quality. If you read my article, my poster a couple years ago about Radwood, what this insurance company's done to it, I just think it's a disservice. It's completely against what the guys started it for, and the fact they just sold it out just speaks volumes about they were in it for the money. So, to each their own. I should go to the Porsche event though on that Friday. That would have been good. The Amelia reunion. Would have liked to have done it in this car, but you can see where I'm at with it. There we go. Alright, got that other one out. Two down. I just gotta figure out how to get them in. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I have pretty good luck. So here is my homemade bushing C-clamp. It's a little hockey puck, and there's a few nice surface area. What you're going to see me do, I think you can see it, is yeah, I'm going to put the rubber bushing in this way. And I'll show you what side I'm going to do it on. Yeah, I think you can see the angle. So it's got this beveled thing that fits into the hole here. So as long as I can get the hockey puck, this will work out pretty slick actually. In theory, I think. Oh, best laid plans of Bryson Bend. Something like that. Well, I don't know if you guys can hear that wind howling out here. know it's counterintuitive. I'm using a hockey puck to push this in, but I'm hoping it gets enough of a seat that I can't see it. Let's see. I may have to go the other way. Nope. Didn't do it. Well, alright, Merrick, thanks, man. You're good. Looking forward to seeing you in July, man. Okay. I'm going to try to use the channel locks to put this in on that plate. Yikes. Come on. This would also be a time when I swear. And then, and then just like that it goes in if you don't. Can't make this shit up, folks. Can't make this shit up. I just get that one and we can put the person. I don't know who's watching, but we may cut it. And I can't blame you if you do. I'll edit this later if you have to go. I thought it was worth trying. And I'll edit that out a lot of the stuff. But I'm almost there. I gotta get. Other than this, I don't know what to do. Alright. Enough corn. Oh boy, almost there. Let me get that in. Oh, God. Almost there, folks. Oh. Oh. Not so close. Almost there. A little further till I get it. Oh. Come on. Ooh. I wish you could see this. Huh. No, I should turn the camera off for anyone that's still watching. Here we go. I think that's in there. Ooh. Not really. Well, I'm tempted to hit it with a hammer. Tempted to hit it with a hammer. Got one more thing to try. It's almost there. Yeah, I got it. There we go. All right, nice new bump stop. Nice new bump stop. Great. There we go. So, just use my handy dandy ice pick. reseal this.